We live in a world obsessed with speed, right? Fast fashion, fast food, viral trends, instant everything. We scroll endlessly, craving the next notification, the next quick hit of dopamine. And when it comes to our goals, whether it's building a career, saving money, getting fit, or learning a new skill, we often expect results. Well, yesterday, we see stories of overnight success, lucky breaks, people who seem to just explode onto the scene. And it makes us wonder, are we doing something wrong? Should we be chasing the latest fad? Looking for the shortcut? But what if I told you that chasing those quick wins, that focus on instant gratification, is the biggest obstacle to achieving true, lasting, monumental success? What if the people who build lives of real significance, real wealth in all its forms, and real impact are playing an entirely different game, on an entirely different timeline? That's the premise we're diving into today. The powerful, perhaps slightly unfair truth that life doesn't just reward patience and consistency, it rewards them disproportionately. The difference isn't linear, it's exponential. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why this is true. Illustrate it with powerful examples and give you actionable steps you can start taking today to shift your own mindset and unlock those exponential rewards in your own life. This video could change everything about how you view progress and success. Okay, let's clearly define what we're talking about. What is operating on the long term? It means making decisions, taking actions, and building habits with a time horizon that extends years, often decades into the future. It means prioritizing consistent effort over sporadic intensity. It means being willing to delay gratification for a much larger payoff later. It means planting seeds today that won't bear fruit for seasons or even years. Think of it like this. Operating on the long term is like building a magnificent garden or planting a forest. You prepare the soil, you select the right seeds or saplings, you plant them with care, and then you commit to consistent watering, weeding, and tending day after day, month after month. The opposite, short-term thinking, is like wanting a magic beanstalk overnight. You chase quick solutions. You get frustrated if you don't see sprouts immediately. You might dig up the seed impatiently, or jump from trying to grow tomatoes one day to pumpkins the next. And here's the core idea again. Life doesn't just reward you more for thinking long-term. It rewards you disproportionately. The difference isn't small, it's massive. Let's imagine two people trying to grow that garden. Short-term. Sam plants many different types of seeds randomly, expecting fast results, maybe even trying to pull them up to see if they're growing. He gets frustrated and jumps between patches. Long-term Laura chooses a patch, plants her seeds consistently, waters them daily, and weeds patiently. In the short term, Sam might have a few lucky quick-sprouting weeds or tiny plants. But over seasons, Laura's consistent, compounding efforts will create a thriving garden, bursting with produce, providing shade and beauty, far more than Sam's scattered patch ever could. The rewards are not equal to the effort multiplied by time. They are effort compounded over time. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That's great in theory, but I have bills to pay this month. I need results now. How can I afford to wait 10 years? And that is a very valid point. Long-term thinking isn't about ignoring your present needs or responsibilities. It's about making choices in the present that align with your future vision, while still responsibly managing the now. It's about balance and smart priorities. Sometimes, the most powerful long-term choice today is handling an immediate issue so it doesn't derail your entire future. But even how you handle today's problems, with frantic short-sightedness or calm, strategic decision-making, can reflect a long-term orientation. So why does this exponential effect happen? It boils down to a few powerful interconnected forces. Number one, the magic of compounding applied universally. We know compound interest in finance, earning interest on your interest. It makes a small amount grow into a large amount over time. But compounding isn't just about money. Think of the gardening analogy again. Each day you water and weed. It not only helps the plant grow today, but it builds the strength of the root system, makes the plant more resistant to disease, and allows it to absorb more nutrients, fueling even faster growth tomorrow. That's compounding in action. Skill compounding. Every hour you practice a skill programming, writing, playing an instrument, public speaking. You're not just adding to your ability linearly. You're building on existing knowledge, connecting ideas, developing intuition, and increasing your speed and efficiency. Mastery isn't just additive, it's multiplicative over time. Relationship compounding. Every act of kindness, every shared experience, every moment of support builds trust and depth in relationships. These aren't one-off transactions. They create a strong bond that pays dividends in support, collaboration, and well-being that you couldn't just buy. Knowledge. Compounding. The more you read, the more you learn, the easier it is to learn more. New information connects to existing frameworks in your mind, creating a rich tapestry of understanding. Number 2, building irreplaceable value. Short-term thinkers often acquire skills or offer services that are easily commoditized or quickly become obsolete because they're just chasing the current trend. Long-term focus allows you to build expertise, reputation, and relationships that are unique and difficult to replicate. Going back to our garden, anyone can buy vegetables at the store, but a skilled gardener who understands their specific soil, the local climate, and has years of experience troubleshooting problems can grow something truly exceptional and reliable. This makes your value compound rather than depreciate. Number 3, navigating the dip. Seth Godin talks about the dip, the long period between starting something exciting and seeing significant results. It's the hardest part, where most people quit. Think of the seedlings you plant. For weeks, sometimes months, it might look like nothing is happening above the soil. This is the dip in gardening. Short-term thinkers quit in the dip. They don't see immediate progress. They face obstacles, and they lose motivation. Long-term thinkers anticipate the dip, push through it, and are rewarded because they now face less competition on the other side and have built the resilience and mastery in the dip that allows for exponential growth. Those who endure are disproportionately rewarded for outlasting others. Number 4, attracting larger opportunities. When you demonstrate consistency, build deep skill, and prove you can navigate challenges over time, you become attractive to bigger opportunities. If you've consistently grown a thriving garden year after year, people will come to you for advice. Restaurants might want to buy your produce, or nurseries might want to hire you. Major projects, leadership roles, significant investments, deep collaborations, these rarely go to the short-term dabbler. They go to the person with a proven track record, the person who has built trust and demonstrated the ability to see things through. The rewards at this level are orders of magnitude greater. Let's look at some powerful examples, big and small, to see this in action. Amazon. For years, Jeff Bezos famously prioritized reinvesting revenue back into infrastructure, warehouses, technology, logistics, rather than maximizing short-term profits. Investors sometimes grumbled, focusing on quarterly returns. But that relentless, long-term focus on customer experience and infrastructure built a company with an unparalleled global reach and diverse income streams, leading to a valuation that few could have imagined decades ago. A classic case of delayed gratification for exponential reward. Mastering an art or skill. Think of a concert pianist, a renowned painter, a best-selling author. Their success isn't just talent, it's thousands upon thousands of hours of practice, study, failed attempts, revisions, and consistency over years. They didn't pick up an instrument last month and play Carnegie Hall. They compounded their skill and understanding through dedicated long-term effort. Personal health. The person who commits to 3-4 workouts a week and a balanced diet consistently over years doesn't just look a little better. They drastically reduce their risk of chronic disease, have higher energy levels, improve their mental health, and add quality years to their life. These are exponential returns on consistent long-term habits compared to someone who crash diets and exercises intensely for short bursts. Building relationships. The strongest, most fulfilling relationships aren't accidental. They're built on years of showing up, communicating, forgiving, supporting, and growing together. The depth of trust and connection you build over decades offers a level of happiness, security, and meaning that fleeting relationships simply cannot replicate. In every domain, finance, career, health, relationships, personal development, the story is the same. Small, consistent efforts made with a long-term view accumulate into outcomes that look disproportionately massive compared to the linear sum of the small efforts. So, how do you break free from the short-term trap and start playing the long game? It's a shift in mindset, and it requires conscious effort, but it is absolutely possible. Here are some practical steps. Step 1. Define your compelling long-term vision. You can't steer towards a future you haven't envisioned. Get clear on what success truly means to you in 5, 10, 20+ years across different areas of your life. What do you want to have built? What kind of person do you want to have become? Make it exciting, make it inspiring, and write it down. This vision is your North Star when short-term distractions or setbacks appear. Tiny action. Open a blank document or journal and write down 3 simple sentences starting with, "In 10 years, I want my life to include." Or set a calendar reminder for yourself in 10 years with a note asking, "Am I living the life I envisioned?" Step 2. Reverse engineer your vision and focus on the next small, consistent step. That big vision can be overwhelming. Break it down. If you want to be a recognized expert in 10 years, what kind of projects should you be working on this year? What skills should you acquire this quarter? What's the single, consistent action you can take today or this week that aligns with that? Don't focus on the magnitude of the long-term goal. Focus on the fidelity to the process today. What's your non-negotiable, consistent action? Tiny action. Identify one small action. For example, practice skill for 15 minutes, save $10, read 10 pages. Related to your long-term goal, you can do daily or weekly. Set a recurring alarm or calendar event right now to remind you. Step 3. Practice delayed gratification like a muscle. Your ability to choose a future reward over an immediate one is a skill you can strengthen. Start small. Resist the impulse buy. Save that small amount of money. Do the workout even when you don't feel like it. Finish the slightly tedious but necessary task. Each small victory over immediate pleasure builds the strength needed for bigger ones later. Acknowledge the desire for the immediate reward, but consciously choose the action aligned with your long-term vision. Tiny action. The next time you feel the urge for an unnecessary immediate indulgence, snack, purchase, browsing, pause for 60 seconds and consciously think about your long-term goal before deciding. Or automatically transfer a tiny amount, $1, $5, into a savings account every time you get paid before you spend anything. Step 4. Embrace patience and trust the process. This is perhaps the hardest part in our fast-paced world. Understand that significant results take time. There will be periods where it feels like nothing is happening. This is where most people quit. This is the dip. Understand that the compounding is often invisible in the early stages, like seeds growing roots underground. Trust that your consistent efforts are accumulating, even when you can't see the exponential curve kicking in yet. This requires faith and discipline. Celebrate small milestones to maintain motivation. Tiny action. Schedule quarterly. Long-term check-ins with yourself. Put it on your calendar to review your progress and remind yourself of your vision, especially during tough phases. Or find a symbol or image that represents patience for you and keep it visible where you work. Step 5. Curate your environment ruthlessly. Your surroundings heavily influence your mindset. Limit exposure to things that scream short-term. Excessive social media comparing your beginnings to others' peaks. News cycles that emphasize immediate crises. People who discourage your long-term efforts. Seek out mentors, friends, and content, like podcasts, books, and hopefully this channel, that reinforce the value of patience, consistency, and long-term thinking. Make your environment support your vision. Tiny action. Unfollow or mute 3 social media accounts that make you feel impatient or inadequate. Or share your long-term goal with one supportive friend or family member today. Operating on the long term isn't just one strategy for success, it's an operating system for your life. It's choosing significance over fleeting satisfaction. Building assets, financial, physical, intellectual, relational, that compound over time, and developing the resilience to navigate challenges. And here's a key point that often gets missed. The greatest disproportionate rewards aren't just the external achievements, the wealth, the recognition, the completed project. They are the internal rewards. By consistently choosing the harder, longer path, you build profound levels of patience, self-discipline, resilience, confidence, and deep satisfaction that someone chasing quick wins never experiences. You become someone who trusts themselves, who knows they can overcome obstacles and see things through. You cultivate a deep inner strength and fulfillment that no external success alone can provide. Yes, it requires discipline. Yes, it requires faith. Yes, it requires patience. But the rewards are not merely proportional to the effort. They are disproportionately great because you're tapping into the most powerful forces of growth available: compounding, mastery, resilience, and trust. The true unfair secret isn't about having a head start. It's about choosing the path where effort yields exponential returns over time. It's available to everyone but chosen by few. So ask yourself, where are you playing the short game when you should be playing the long game? What's one small, consistent action you can commit to starting today that serves your long-term vision? Let me know in the comments below. Sharing your commitment makes it more real. And I love reading and supporting your journeys. If this message resonated with you and gave you a new perspective, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps it reach more people who need to hear it. And if you want more strategies and insights on building a life of lasting success and fulfillment, make sure you're subscribed and the notification bell is on. The journey towards those disproportionate rewards might start slow, but trust me, the destination and the person you become on the way are more than worth the patient, consistent effort. Start building your exponential future, one deliberate step at a time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.